Alright, hello everybody, this is Demon coming back for another round of Final Fantasy XIV's Endwalker. So, this will be the intro that I'm using for it for a while, guys, just because I'm probably going to be playing this straight and probably won't have time to do intros and outros. So, I hope everybody here enjoys, and thank you for watching this, and let's go ahead and start it right up. Alright, everybody, we're back into it again. Look at this. We're still in the Labyrinthos. I actually gotta say, I actually really like this area. This area is very interesting to me. I like that thing, though. Look at this artificial stuff, dude. This looks so cool. Actually, I got a really good question. How much time do I have with Kiko left? Companion. Time is unknown? Wait, what? I get to keep Kiko forever? Oh no, Kiko left. Aww. I don't have Kiko no more. I don't care, Kiko always come back later. Took a quick peek inside, it was awfully dark in there. Bet it was. I never would have noticed this cave on my own. Thank the scholar that Erenville knew of it, and you were there to persuade him to share. Medical circuit, which Erenville mentioned, is the tier directly below us. Or medial. Unlike the lowest level Labyrinthos, which is rich security, one can usually roam the middle layer quite freely. Let's see what we might find. This must be at the entrance to the mine shaft. It's faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures homed there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beasts aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Ooh, I got a hat. What's it gonna look like? Oh yeah, I forgot this is what it looks like. It's just a weird ass mask. Kind of reminds me of the... I must have sold it. I had the visor thing that the Alligans use. Man-made, though it may be, the shaft was designed to resemble a natural cave system. Heed Erenville's warning and do step carefully. I want to be level 8-1. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the end of the tunnel. Yes, ma'am. Alright, let's head on in. See what we can find. That'd be cool if, like, you came into this dark area, like, since your character's, like, got the cat eyes, they can see better. That'd be kind of cool. What the hell are those? Oh, those are like those little jumpy things from the first. I remember those things. Creepy little bastards. Alright. What does this do? Survey the area. Lol. Yeah, that person was nice enough to kill some of those for me. They probably thought it was one of theirs. So they do put the little things on top of their head so you can recognize which one's enemy and which one's not. Wow, everything's up by 1,000. Oh my god, it goes almost to 2,000 for traveling. 1111. That's gonna give me a heart attack looking at them prices, man. Oh my god. Hey, look at prices. I'm surprised there's any male cats in this. I thought they all were going to switch to bunny boys. Those are the women are the ones playing them. Oh my god, that ability's so much better now. I love it. Yeah, having the ability here to not be able to fly kind of sucks again, but it's always fun to go back through here and find all the ether currents after a while. Look at that son of a bitch driving around the little motorcycle going vroom, vroom, vroom. Wait, what's this have? Oh, it's ready to activate. Okay, I was like, Shadowbite have another ability now? Hog? That my chip was fed with mithril caps, some sort of research projects, I wonder. I suppose they are a most unusual creature, why they did develop such long limbs when all they do is shuffle about narrow tunnels. Good question. Okay, I thought that person was flying. I was about to say, man. I mean, did you know the crowd mistook us humble back there? She can't possibly still be dizzy from the lift. I know. I was being careful. I swear, the slip was steeper than I thought, and I lost my footing for a moment. That's all. I'm not injured if you don't count my pride. Everyone seems to have made it through there without incident, nothing of consequence at least, and its promised tunnels deliver us into the medial circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Arenville's assumptions hold true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, but we must see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. Anything else to add, Alphina? My memories of this place are a touch hazy, but if we keep to the path heading north, then we should eventually arrive at a farm of some kind. Describe to me farm, because my viewpoint of a farm is probably a hell of a lot different than your viewpoint. Garlean Hamlet. Oh, did I not attune to that? Oh god, I'm gonna have to go back there. It'll be fine. I'll just use my mount to get back. Can't fly there, but I can definitely run there pretty quick. Yeah, we'll be fine. As long as I attune to one of the things in here, I can always get back easy. Aha, now I know where we are. This is Mario Agronomics. Agronomics. Labyrinthos is a host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to the Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it to Agora. Foods so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name only lets the nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners about, yet those workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. It's possible they know something on the foreign's plans and underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? See what you coach from the workers, the rest of us will do the same or cast about for useful clues. So we're going into the Garlean Hamlet at some point. That's going to be kind of cool. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors, not with the use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? There's a guild cave system. Mine shot, you say? Well, you're in a much hardier soul than I. On an almost so extended, I'd reward such as would have guided toward the field. I'm afraid the form has us filling orders this a mom long. Massive yet detailed request. Literal wagon loads of crop samples and hardly any time to put them together. First, I heard of a grand reorganization. I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then there came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation, but with a vague assurances all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Ooh. Oh, thank God it stalked me. That would have sucked. Yeah, that almost became a mistake in and of itself. Alright. Do I have to be taken down below? More than I carry and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift. Some has been earmarked for aerial transport, hence the stack of crates atop that hill over there. Gods hauling the lot up. That slope was a job and a half. That noise it makes when it waddles makes me chuckle. Crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one's a variety of grape. Only need a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising given that it's native to a particular locale and the very place upon Labyrinth was modeled, a region in the south of, is it Lisabad? Ilsabad? I don't know. Boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition to a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territories ever contested, as you might expect, used to be called Corvos, before the Imperials renamed it Locus Amonis. The Forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment, one whose climates we strove to recreate with the confines of Labyrinthos. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments and cultivation. So I'm going to go up here and investigate the stock of boxes. There's already level 81 stuff here. Wait, is this a level 81 mission? No, it's level 80. Hey, there's our buddies from the Hildebrand quest line. I remember you. You got shot in the face with that freaking card. Poor bastard. I don't know where the boxes are. Oh, there they are. Labels on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings captured by sheaves reports. Ooh.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heartblooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true.
I don't know why. His character kind of sounds like Artbird to me.
This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy. Dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartblooms' secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings. Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing. This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we fail to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenvil's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly. Isn't that the entrance to the Arcade? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all... Cryer?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Something's going on with Kryle. I want to know more.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
Canada. Oh, that's messed up. I was going to say about our vote, how helpful is expandable. What other choice do we have? Let's go after him already. We've waited too long as it is. Yeah, I mean, my attention's balanced. We were following Erenville, weren't we? Is Kryle still feeling away? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We cannot let our quarry slip away. Arvel was headed westwards along the path outside the Archeon. Come, we can still catch him. Wait, aren't you guys going east, not west? Actually, how the hell do you get over there? That's a good question. Can you just jump over the edge? There's no enemies about. I got nothing to lose. Canadia. That's a bad one. I can't say that anymore. Oh god, I am tired. I've been up way too much today. Since you told us to have the world with us. Falling too far behind, this damn mist won't help the matter. I can still hear it. Carl, I need to know what the hell is going on with you. Oh, at the moment, I have an idea. Memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is the Logistican Beta, one of the Labyrinthos climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, which could access the upper and lower tiers. If I were an agent of form, it'd make for a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find everyone in the company of said agent, we cannot expect to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we should have to remain undetected. Only Gra and his vanish spells were here. Oh, there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toads. Wait, what? Goodness. You did not just turn my character into a goddamn toad. I'm gonna kill you, Y'shtola. We're all gonna kill you. Unaccustomed to transfiguration. Worry not. It will wear off with the passage of time. I'm gonna kill you. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Eorzeea. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I'll refresh the enchantment. What am I doing in the meantime? Well, you're with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you wouldn't learn anything of note. Which reminds me, where the creature's hereabouts, in that form you were essentially defenseless. You've changed into a toad, you must remain transfigured in order to progress with quest objectives. You will return from your transfigured state if you move too far away. Look to your map for the transfigured area's effect. Speak with Shoal to restore or prolong the transfiguration. We're gonna kill her. Actually, I can see Alphino killing her. Hippity hoppity hippity hoppity hippity hoppity dip dip. Wait, am I supposed to talk to somebody here now? Ribbit, ribbit. Oh my god. Alize is gonna want to kill her. Come on, Kiko. You're taller than me now. Go be a dick. I don't like being a frog. It'd be weird. Wait, archer. Oh, we're gonna want to kill her. We'll get you back, Y'shtola. When Alphino, I'm gonna let Alphino go all out. Next time Alphino, we're talking to Master Matoya, I'm just going all off. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I didn't hear anything about that. Yeah, strange. Weird. Hippity hop, hippity hop, hippity 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 hop. Okay, it says it's somewhere over Mia. Let's just zoom out and see if we can find the place. Ah, there it is. So many frogs, Jesus Christ. What's wrong with which?
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Garlean scholars and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Garlean was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
I'm not gonna say what I just thought of. What is?
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart.
The funniest situation about this would be that's not even us. It's just 3 random frogs they found and we're like a mile back.
Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
I mean, he's got a point. I mean, 3 toads aren't going to follow each other. They're going to kind of separate. Want to kill each other at one point. My toad performance needs work, apparently. I'll pay more attention next time I see one. Damn straight. Probably should have known a gleaner who specialized in animal procurement would not do so easy, yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, we've discovered a new piece of puzzle, this momentous duty the Forum agent mentioned. Charlene has recalled the action that Telefore's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is, they hope to fill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eorzea's request for aid. God damn it. Perhaps back to the Earnville again, I should like to thank him properly. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum in the commitment of all of its resources? Judged by what we just heard, when none of the Gleaners were offered any kind of explanation at this point, it seems abundantly clear that we will learn nothing new by pressing this any further. Shed back to your stolen crowd for a moment, see what they think of this. My question is, okay, I actually can't get to that, so we're... Alright, so that's fine, man. I'm just gonna run back. Jesus, that's big. I don't like it. My favorite part about playing this right now is the fact that I know this is like 30% larger than Shadowbringers, so I'm already sitting here like relaxing and all, just going, yeah, I got several days worth of content in this. And by several days worth of content, I mean it's going to take me probably a week or 2 to beat this entire thing. It actually makes me quite curious, because I think you can get all the way up to... I'm wondering where the stopping point's going to be. That actually does make me quite curious on that front at the very least. When do we stop being able to play this? Well, no complaints from me. Just playing now. Although when we do end this episode, I'm probably going to run back up to the other place. Now, welcome back. Church found Arnville then. Intro, I had a feeling you would learn something important. Even if that something was simply a confirmation, no one knows much of anything. She shared this with crowd and discussed how we'd like to proceed. So when we find her back at the farm, she's still behaving oddly, so I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Would you mind checking near those flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey the more distant areas just in case she decided to wander. I say let's do the flowers. Oh my god, I hope they don't do that flower thing like The Walking Dead did and they shot that one kid. Please don't do that game, please. Anybody who's watched Walking Dead knows that reference. And also YouTube, that ain't me like saying actually do something like that. I'm just referencing a TV show that had that occur in it. Again, referencing a television show on television that had that scene procure about. So do not yell at me and blame me for why I am saying this and acting like what I said was out of the ordinary. It's a television show. Y'all watched it. Now, is Kryle still up here, I'm assuming? Yes, she is. Code 8. She killed it!
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead. Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
What?
Thank you.
Bad Hydaelyn.
Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower, walk free, for you are free, to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Hydaelyn herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress. You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
Well, Alzate's about to murder somebody.
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Garlean by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Garlean as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
It is not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Grah! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuno, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldesion. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
That's what Krau's hair looks like. Neat.
Galuf Baldesion was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age-long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? Now, if we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order! Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlian. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed.
You need 2/3 by my ass.
Students, Scions, You have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Apologies for trouble I've caused you. I was pondering the significance of what I had just read as I left the restricted section. Knocked over the security mammoth on the way out. I promise to be more vigilant next time. My father may be right that I'm still groping the dark for answers, but I needed him to know that I would never stop searching. I owed that much to Arnvold and myself. Thank the gods for Scholar Montacane. I forget how to say his name. I absolutely loathe arguing in circles. We may encounter some raised eyebrows, but we continue to claim the student as your sponsor whenever so the need rises. I believe in the guiding principle of silence, and I know my grandfather would as well. At least we've been allowed to remain in the city. And those investigations have not been in vain. We now know that the mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the Ethereal Sea. With our freedom so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn aught more of a sustenance here in Sharlayan. Alright. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival come what may, his father's work so vital that it takes precedent over his own family. Alphano, Alize, it is you. That's your mom. Paul had called it. I heard you've been dragged from the Forum. I came as swiftly as I could. I am so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother. Told you. I don't know how I called that. Is it Amelance Louviere at your service? And you find people must be on 7th Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reached far that you were here. Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking of my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Fortuneau are not the best of terms at the moment, but I have been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come to the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. Timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss the matter with the banquet group and reconsider our options. Go visit your home. We will be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. Not sure Hydaelyn, what do you think? Hydaelyn, the Hydaelyn Zhed. What a splendid day this turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist that you join us. Oh god, I'm gonna die. But we must be quick about it, not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Hydaelyn, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. And then she was gone, and with her, any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. Okay, I want to see if I can get away with this, because what I want to do is I want to go back down into Labyrinthos, attune to that damn ether before continuing. Okay, good. This works for me. So, I'm going to do a jump cut. Well, not a jump cut, but I'm going to end this episode here. So, go ahead, go say hello to Past Demon as he gives you the outro for this. So, I'll see you guys then. Alright, everybody. This is Demon telling you goodbye. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode of Endwalker. Again, I probably won't get too lucky and have too many openings because there's gonna be so many people playing Endwalker. So I'm doing a custom little outro for it this time around. So as I always sit there and say, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys then. Thanks.